One of the things that I was having, like, a lot of trouble with is the screen. And this was something that I had noted before, that, you know, the screen, the Game Boy screen is smaller than what the NES could put out, so
Right.
you have a limited ability to look around compared to the original game. And I didn't really take too much note of it during the live commentary session, but trying to clear everything afterwards, it was such an annoyance. I made this exact same complaint with Donkey Kong Land. That, you know, having the weird limited camera, they sacrificed the gameplay for keeping the graphics exactly the way that they were in the original.
Yeah.
Which I lambasted Rare for it, and I'm gonna lambaste Nintendo for it here. It's not good. It's painful.
It hurts the gameplay.
Yeah. And, like, there were a number of times when, like, I very explicitly died because of the limited screen, and if it weren't for the limited screen, I would not have died. There were several deaths that were explicitly caused by that limitation that shouldn't have been there.
I imagine things involving Hammer Brothers as well.
Hammer Brothers a little bit, but it was mostly things like in worlds with bullet generators. You know, there was a bullet above the screen where I couldn't see it because the screen wasn't scrolled up because I was looking at the ground. Yeah, 85,000 in 3-2. And this is where I said that kicking enemies, because I just got 32,000 from the initial opening, just kicking that one Koopa across everything. Because, so, you know, in the original game, in the normal game, you get, after, I think it's 10 enemies, that if you kill in a row, you start getting extra lives. In challenge mode, instead of extra lives, you get 10,000 points.
Right, because there's no lives in this mode.
So, that is, that's the biggest way. If the level has any kind of enemy combos that you can do with kicking shells, that's, like, the big way to get score in those levels. And the score requirements for the badge pretty much take that into account and require you to do those as effectively as you can. You can see when the score bar fills far enough, things change color on that screen. You know, it went from green to orange there. So. Let's see, other things with score. Power-ups, that's, like, another thing to consider. A mushroom or fire flower is worth 1,000 points, and extra life is worth 2,000 points. So, generally, those are always worth going for. There are some weird exceptions. Like, in certain stages, you want to be small for some things. So, like, and also, stars. Getting Starman is worth 1,000, but sometimes you really do not want to grab that Starman because then you won't be able to do an enemy combo coming up immediately next. Because, you know, you can't kick a turtle when you've got star power, you just destroy it. Lakitu is a major pain. Especially, that's another thing to bring up with the screen scrolling, is Lakitu. Because, you know, normally, in the original game, Lakitu just hovers at the top of the screen-ish.
But in this case, he's hovering off the screen.
Yeah, in this game, the way that Lakitu works is that it hovers at the top of what is currently visible. Technically, Lakitu is above the screen, but you see him where he would be at the top of that screen, which means when you scroll the screen up, it looks like Lakitu moves up. This makes it difficult to jump on Lakitu when, you know, it's slightly above the screen. It kind of forces you to do the scroll up to make sure that you are actually jumping at the right height. But there are some places where that's not really feasible.
Right.
Because you're looking at the ground? because you need to not fall in a pit. So, that's, again, I had a lot of general problems with that.
Yeah. Seems to be a, neat idea, but not the best execution for this whole challenge mode thing.
Yeah, like, I liked the challenge mode. It was difficult, it was kind of annoying at points, but I liked it. It was a different and interesting challenge. Like, doing it encourages you, first off, to explore the levels in ways that, you know, you wouldn't if you're just playing through to win. As I said, playing for score encourages you to also kind of explore the levels in a different way, and just explore the game itself in a different way, so that that was different and interesting, and I kind of liked that. Sometimes. Sometimes getting the scores was a major pain in the ass. Because, it's just things. There's just a lot of things going on. This stage gave me a lot of trouble. The World 6 stage with Lakitu. 6-1. There's, some of the coins are in really annoying spots. One of the things about the red coins that is the thing that I had the most annoyance with. So, sometimes the red coins are just sitting out in the open. Sometimes you hit a block and it comes out. Sometimes they're in those 10-coin blocks, as the 10th coin in the block. And for anyone who's not aware of the mechanics of how those blocks work, the first time you hit that block, a timer starts, and once that timer runs out, the next time you hit the block, it's done. It no longer spews out any coins. So, if you don't hit the block well enough, correctly enough, you do not get the red coin out of that block, and then you have to restart. Because it is the 10th coin in the block, is the red coin. So, that was a really annoying thing in some of these stages, because it's like, oh, I'm trying to dance around Hammer Brothers here, I accidentally hit the coin block that has the red coin in it. Now I have to force myself to stop staying alive so that I can grab this red coin, and it just doesn't work. And also, yeah, just the screen scrolling thing as well, that was also a problem with the red coins, because, like, they actually kind of explicitly use that in a way to hide some of the coins.
Hide them just off screen.
Like, some of the coins are hidden, like, just above where the screen scroll normally sits when you're walking on the ground, so you have to stop and look up, and if it was not this limited screen, you'd be able to see it and find it and grab it very easily. But there were a number of coins that, like, I missed several times through, and it was like, where the hell is this coin? And I just had to keep looking up in weird random spots. Or in some of the cases here, look down in areas where I'm not even sure that there was ground there sometimes. You know, in these tall mushroom platform zones where you're jumping across, and normally I take the very high road, and it turns out that sometimes there is a low road that I'm not even aware of because I can't see it.